Shalom, everyone. So last night we had our Haftorah study, and I have to say that it went really well. We had a lot of people come into the room last night. I believe it was Stargazer. Yes, I think Stargazer was her handle. She came in and was nice. Um, she's Jewish, so she came into the room, and we had fun. We sang Jewish songs because a lot of people I've noticed tend to come in near the end. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put up the times that the room will be open on the room page so that people can go check it out, and they'll know that we start at, this time on this day and this time on that day. So they don't come in at the end, right? So we had, let's see, 1, 2, 3 new people come into the room. We actually had like 6 new people come into the room, but a few of them didn't stay. But Aberin was around for a while, and of course, Stargazer was there, and she was so nice. And then we had an Arab Muslim come in, and yes, it was unfortunate because everyone was, you know, very welcoming and very nice, and this person just wanted to troll. And so basically what this person was trying to do was he was trying to get kicked so that he could go back and go, yes, Jews are all alike, and they kicked me out of the room, and blah, 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 blah. And nobody kicked him, which, you know what, everyone? Awesome job. Awesome job. Because I know a lot of you had moderator powers. You could have banned him from the room or kicked him from the room, and nobody did. And I'm very happy that nobody did. When he realized that everyone was ignoring his trolling, he went away, and that was a really good job. Um, so anyway, in our Haftarah study, oh, first, um, you know how we read our Torah portion a few days ago? Well, remember how we were talking about the like the pillar of cloud that would appear over the tabernacle and such, and the cloud that would turn into a cloud with fire in it by night? I did some research on that, and this one question, we spent about 20 minutes talking about just this one question and what it meant and what it was. And all it um, was a guide. That's all it is, to show the Israelites where to go. So in the daytime, it was a cloud that they could follow, and in the nighttime, it had light in it, it had fire in it, so the Israelites could follow. And I remember at one time, me and Alex were saying, it's a candle, it's a torch, the fire part. And yeah, we were actually semi-correct. That's what it was for. It was just a signal to follow. So yeah, so that's good. I plan on doing a little more reading on that, and hopefully you all will too, because it really is an interesting. It is an interesting part of the portion. It's just an interesting part of the Torah as well because it's mentioned quite a few times. Okay, so in this Haftarah, one of the main things that we talked about is how Hashem is extremely forgiving and not vengeful to his people, and it's verified in this chapter 1 of Isaiah, where Hashem is saying, "Listen, you've made me upset, you've pissed me off, but you know what? Let's come to an understanding." What kind of vengeful God says to his people, let's come to an understanding? None, right? But yet we see Hashem doing this, and we know that Hashem wants to understand his people. He wants to understand the people that he chose and who chose him, and he wants to do right by them. He also wants to do right by his own people. I mean, he's not happy with them, and they know that. and they know why. But he's willing to listen. He's willing to give understanding. He understands that, in my view, it's as if Hashem understands that he's God and we're human. And even though we were made in his image, we are still not God. We are we are of God, but we aren't God. You see what I mean? So it's important that there's a two-way relationship going on here. And I think that that was a really beautiful part of the Torah. That's going to go in my favorite verses book. I think that's going to go in there, because it just, all of this talk about how, I hear atheists talk about how God is vengeful and evil and all this other stuff. Well, apparently they haven't read this part of the Torah. They focused on all the other things, but not this. So that was focused on. And another big thing that we decided to do was we sang. We sang some Jewish songs, and we also decided that we are going to start incorporating a more shul-like atmosphere into our times together. Um, and I think what we're going to start doing is we're going to start um, giving blessings before and after we read the Torah or the Haftorah. We're going to incorporate, songs, and each one of us is going to contribute. And it'll be kind of an ongoing thing. I started a thread on the board where you can start putting in what you want in the siddur. We're actually going to make a siddur, but you can start putting in little things that you want for the next time that we get together. Um, and of course, when you put something in there, you have to be responsible for making sure that everybody has a copy of what you are going to, that what you want to do and what you want to incorporate. So I don't want to be the only one giving stuff. I want everybody to give to this. So look for the thread on the board, and give as much as you can, so we can put together, over time we can put together a siddur, and we can have something that we can give new people. We had 6 people come in last night. 6 new people. Now, not all of them stayed, but what I'm trying to get across to people is eventually this is going to travel by word of mouth. Eventually it's just going to keep picking up. It's going to keep picking up and keep picking up and keep picking up. So I have a lot of like advertising things to do. I've got to put stuff uh, on Stickem, and I've got to let people know about the bulletin board on Stickem, and so on and so forth. So it's very slow, and it's very gradual, but it happens. As long as we stick to giving to this project, it will grow. It will. It just takes time. So look on the board for that. Now, as far as our Torah study on Sunday, we're not going to be having it because it's Tish B'Av. So we're going to have it on the following that following Thursday, and we're going to have both the Torah and the Haftarah. So it's going to be a big night next Thursday. It's going to start at the same time as it usually does. We missed you again last night, Alex. I know that you have a rough schedule, and that's very difficult for you to make it on Thursday nights, but you were in our thoughts. So anyway, I wonder if there's anything else I have to say. I don't think so. I think I need you to all go to the board and check that thread out. It's in the I think it's in the main coffee. I think it's in the coffee house. I think it's in there. Um, and yeah, so it was really wonderful. It was wonderful singing, and having fun, and oh, that was great. And also, if you want songs, if there are songs that you want to sing, put those in there. Give a document. I hope everyone has Word, Microsoft Word, because if we put our documents into Microsoft Word, then I well, if we all have Microsoft Word, we'll all be able to read it. But I'm going to compile everything into a PDF, but it has to be in like either a Word document or just like Notepad document or something. And if you don't know if you want to put stuff in Hebrew and in transliteration, then you have to go. I believe there's a thread on the board, or you can look it up on your computer as to if you have like a Windows operating system, like Windows XP or Windows 7 or whatever you have, you can install the Hebrew keyboard and get a bunch of Hebrew fonts online, and you can actually type in Hebrew. So, yeah. You can also copy and paste as well, but you have to make sure you have a Hebrew font in order that you can do that. So search online for some Hebrew fonts. I'll put some in the board at some point, but if you can just search for them on your own, they're pretty easy to find. So anyway, yes. So I need you to go to the board and put some input in there on what things you would like to put into our shul, into our siddur, into our time together, whether it be songs, whether it be davening, whether it be blessings, whatever it is. Yeah, and you'll be responsible for producing them for all of us in a Word document or a rich text document. All right, everybody. So I'll talk to you later. Shalom.